It's Saturday, August 20th, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Hey folks, TC Kirkham here, the Kirkham Report. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to everybody that's watching for the first or second time, because it's still reeling from the huge number of subscribers that have come on board since the contest started. Talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Got a lot of interesting little things for you this week, and I hope that you will find them as interesting as I did, starting with this week's cover story. Losing a celebrity can have a giant effect on their fans, and it can have a giant effect on the music chart if that celebrity happens to be a musician. That's exactly what happened over the past week. Billboard is reporting that a number of Dame Olivia Newton-John songs have re-entered the charts and re-entered the sales areas after her passing almost 2 weeks ago. Olivia was best known during the 1970s and early 80s and had a string of big hits. The biggest, most successful of all the songs that have been ranking huge right now is, of course, her duet with John Travolta, You're the One That I Want. Since her passing on, I believe, the 10th, that song has been played 2.4 million times just in the U.S. All of these are U.S. streams only. Followed closely by Hopelessly Devoted to You with 2.2 million, Summer Nights with 1.3 million, Physical 1.1 million, and Magic 859,000 streams. Also in the top 10, Xanadu, Have You Never Been Mellow, A Little More Love, We Go Together, and Twist of Fate. Her catalog surged by 615% during the August 5th through the 11th tracking week, according to the official on-demand streams list that Billboard uses. This is an amazing thing. Now, my biggest question, and this is related to how the Billboard charts operate right now, is how many, if any, of these are going to catalog again on the Hot 100. One thing that bothers me about the way they revamped the Hot 100 sometime, I think it was in 2015, it allows songs that have been out for years to repopulate, and it's mostly based on streaming. This happens mostly during Christmas time, and I have said, I had a rant about it last Christmas. If you're new here, go back and check it out, about how I don't think that Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You should be hitting #1 every damn year, because it screws up real Billboard chart records. Catalog singles have always been a part of sales and listenership. They shouldn't be a part of actual Hot 100 sales. There should be a catalog sales chart or a catalog streaming chart. They have these various other charts out there. Why formulate them into the Hot 100? I mean, so many Hot 100 records that were in place for decades have been shattered in the past maybe two decades, since 2010, by record companies no longer releasing singles in most cases, where album tracks are allowed to come on the chart no matter where they are on the album, and it's all their major determination is the number of streams they carry. It isn't really fair to those new artists out there trying to get airplay, trying to get noticed. It bothers me that they allow catalog titles to become a part of what is essentially the Bible of the music industry. Now, I know people have problems with the Hot 100, and they've revised their methodology a number of times over the years. I did a video a few months ago, an off the charts video answering Robert Fithin's questions about it. He had some good points, and I don't blame him for being pissed off, because a lot of the album tracks that he listened to as a kid that are hot on FM rock radio never hit the Hot 100, because usually they didn't either have top 40 support or they weren't released as physical singles. The way things are, it's just not fair. And as much as I love Olivia, and I do, I just did her on Influencers a couple weeks ago, right after she passed, all of those old songs do not belong on the Hot 100, and it looks like You're the One That I Want will be back in the Hot 100 because of the sales and the airplay and the streaming. I think Billboard drastically needs to revise their thinking again when it comes to catalog singles. A few years ago, before they did their most recent revision, the song could only be out for a year, and then it was moved to a catalog chart. This also happened later on with album charts after Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon stayed on the chart for 500 and some weeks. It was, it just doesn't seem fair to newer artists trying to get noticed, to artists who are trying to get further up the chart with new stuff, to have those new singles, those new tracks, displaced by tracks from 20, 30, 40, or even 50 years ago. I can't complain about this enough. Billboard really needs to rethink the way they do things on that end. Most of the other charts around do not do that, and it really skews the industry. I'm happy Olivia's had a big resurgence. All of those songs are fantastic, most of them. I'm not a huge fan of We Go Together, but the rest of them I love. And I'm glad to see them getting attention again. But they don't need to be attention on the Hot 100. They should be an attention on the catalog Hot 100, or whatever you want to call it, because they're older songs and they don't belong on a current music chart. Just how I feel, folks, and that's this week's cover story. Out of the box this week. What else? More 45s from Dawn and Mary. From Two Hip Chicks, thank you. Another set of 20. Most of these I did not have. I have several of them, but most of them I don't have. And I love it when I can get a set like that, because either if I do have them or on albums, I have a few of the 45s. But a lot of these, I mean, one thing I have loved about buying records from Dawn and Mary is they come up with the singles on labels I've never heard of, labels I don't have in my collection. And I'm a label person as much as I am a chart person. I love learning about the history of record labels, and there's quite a few missing out of this week's set. First up, the picture sleeve, and we just talked about this in the last segment. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John from Grease and You're the One That I Want. Had this already, but I love this song. It was a great, great song. I also, surprisingly, and Don's going to be surprised, I had this. It is a blue vinyl edition of Blue Jean by David Bowie. This was actually pretty common. I did have this. I think mine's a picture sleeve. I'm not sure. I'd have to go check. But it's just a great, great song anyway. Nancy Sinatra, back-to-back hits, it says, Sugartown and Summer Wine. But I checked Discogs. These have all been listed on Discogs now. And this was the original single release, so they must have both got airplay. I don't know. Never My Love from The Fifth Dimension. This one apparently may not have been the single hit. I don't know, because it says it's from The Fifth Dimension Live. I don't know whether they had a live single version of it out, or if the original single was live. I don't remember. I don't remember hearing any applause or anything in that when it was on the radio. But I was pretty young. I don't know, second grade maybe. Barry White. Oh, excuse me, Barry White. I Found Love and Love Ain't Easy on Unlimited Gold, his label. Creedence Clearwater Revival. Have You Never Seen the Rain and Hey Tonight? This actually isn't a double-sided hit, Don. They frequently played both sides of a Creedence hit when it came out, and that's why that's ended up that way. I needed a new copy of this. Mine got ruined when I was younger. I still have it somewhere, but I'm glad to have this. The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace. And Can You Get It When You Want It? I don't know that one. Another one I also needed a new copy of, because when I had my old record player, my needle went wonky at one point and ruined a bunch of my 45s. I didn't even realize it was doing it, other than the sound. And I thought it was something, putting something in the record. It was actually destroying them. One of them was this, Deep Purple, Donnie and Marie Osmond, on MGM Collab, the Osmond's imprint. And I think that's the last one. And I Can't Stand It. Eric Clapton just got one of these last week in the set. Now, I think the rest of these are all, and I still have a few of these, but most of these I do not have, and I'm glad to add them to my collection. Sophisticated Lady and Good Morning Heartache from Natalie Cole. I remember hearing both sides of this on the radio also. I think I determined this was a 1970s, late 70s, early 80s re-release of the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night and I Should Have Known Better on the Purple Capitol label that was around at that time. Magic Man from Heart. Do not have this on single. I have it on some compilation album. Boogie Nights by Heatwave. I do have that. So that's something in my collection. Now this label, I'm not familiar with Cadet Records, or at least not this particular label design. Although I do know the Dells. I know Stay a While, and I don't remember it being on this when I got it from Don and Mary a few months ago. Give Your Baby a Standing Ovation and Closer by the Dells on Cadet Records. Not familiar with that one. This one, their label is always hard to see. But I got this because this is one of the reasons I really jumped for this. I actually paid way more than I usually do for this set. And this record here is one of the reasons. I have the album that this comes off of. It was a promotional album given to me when I was writing music reviews, or wanting to start a music review column for our school paper. It ultimately didn't get off the ground, but I did get the promo from South Soul, and the promo actually has censored pictures on the back. I got the Hots For Ya by Double Exposure, Part 1 and Part 2. This is the remix edition, so it might be different from what I have on the album. Leader of the Pack and I Can Never Go Home Anymore by the Shangri-Las on the Mercury Celebrity Series. Steve Miller Band, Jungle Love and Wish Upon a Star. I did not know this came out on an actual 45. When I was already into cassette singles by this point, I believe. Perfect World and Slammin' by Huey Lewis and the News. I'm So Excited and Dance Electric by the Pointer Sisters. And a promo copy. I'm not familiar with the song. Heartless Heart by Bob Geldof on Atlantic. It's a promo record. So those are my picks this week from Dawn and Mary at Two Hip Chicks. I have more coming from them, a set of Carpenter's 45s. I also got some other stuff on order, and hopefully it'll be here in time for next week's show. That is Out of the Box for this week. I introduced this a couple of weeks ago and didn't get any response to the first one, but I'm going to try it again. Question of the week. As a vinyl community member, what really burns your cookies when you are on the road to finding a record? Now, I mean, what really gets you going? Is it people who do flipping? Is it only record companies that get just one copy? Is it finding so many different types of releases, ones at Walmart, ones at Target, ones at record stores? What really burns your cookies as a record collector? Answer me in the comments and I will read some of them on the next show. That is this week's question of the week. Normally I would do an artist you should know here, but I'm going to tell you about something else I'm going to do. This coming Wednesday on the Kirkham Report channel, TKR Video Central, I will be uploading the first edition of the best of artists you should know. This is going to be a compilation video of all the artists you should know that I have done on the Kirkham Report so far. I think there's 12 or 13 of them. It'll be a bit long. It probably will run between an hour and 2 hours. I'm not sure. Maybe not, but it'll have little clips of the songs and so on. These are people that deserve your attention. If you haven't checked them out, I don't know why, other than you might be adverse to, oh God, it's a digital file. Oh God, I can't do that. Oh, poppycock. Some of these people only are digital, and I really urge you to go check them out. The best of artists you should know will premiere Wednesday at 4 p.m. on TKR Video Central, and we'll have some great people for you to check out. There'll be links in the show notes where you can go find their music, find their videos on YouTube, and enjoy all the way around. And I hope you'll comment and let me know what you think of them, and hopefully you'll find some of them you really enjoy. I've heard from some people over the contests and stuff I've put up recently about artists that they're going to check out, and I hope that these people will also be part of that. That's why they're called Artists You Should Know. And starting in September, I'll be back with another group of artists you should know. So keep watching for that. Shoutouts going to be a little bit different this week. As you all know, I just did this incredible contest, and it ended earlier today. We posted the winners video at 1 o'clock. So if you haven't watched it, go over and watch it. I'm not going to name the winners here. What I am going to do is run this list again. These are the 98 entries and the 10 or 11 people who did it but didn't want to be included in the contest. I cannot believe the number of responses I got from this, and I cannot thank you guys enough. I've been back through most of the channels, still trying to get to some of them because there were so many people that entered. But all of these people deserve your attention, every last one of them. If you've never checked them out, start by going to the Kirkham Report channel. The TKR Video Central, and going to the playlist and pulling up the Obscuria contest entries. All of them are there, both of the ones that were entered and the ones that weren't entered that did a video. And watch them and get to know them and check out their channels because they're all absolutely fantastic. Thank you again, guys, for so much support, and gals. There were several ladies entering also. Thank you so much, and thank you for getting me from 182 subscribers to 470 something last time I looked, and keep helping me push toward 500 so I can use that community tab. Thank you again. And don't forget to check out the winners video. It's up right before this on TKR Video Central. I do have some upcoming projects, and I want to tell you about them here. First of all, let's talk about recordstorerewind.com. Now, I first started this site back in April, and I haven't had time to give a lot to it since then. I have had some contributions from people who have been waiting months for them to get up, and I do apologize. I have my own stuff to give to it. But recordstorerewind.com is designed for everybody. It's going to be an interactive site, and I need your input to help it work. The idea is to make it a Dead Malls type site for record stores. There aren't any out there, and I've gotten some memories from people, and Kim and I have our own that we're going to share, and we need to hear about yours. I want you to take the time to think about them for a while, and you can shoot me an email, or you can put it in the comments. It's easier if it's an email, though. And I hope that you will take part and be a part of it, because the aim is to spotlight record stores that aren't around anymore, that we have fond memories of or bad memories of. Record stores that are still active, that you are still involved with, that will be in a constant growing state of current stores, and also trails through thrift stores, big box mart, all of that stuff. We want to know where you go to collect, where you started, what it was like when you went to these places as a kid, as a teenager, and now. That's what recordstorerewind.com is all about. My entire manifesto for the site is available on the site, so the address should be on the screen. Go over and check it out, and then think about contributing, because we can't make this work without your contributions. Adam and Jeff of Calico Silver, I will get your entries up sometime. I'm going to start serious work on this in September, and I really, really hope that everybody will push in their memories and run them over our way. They can be current places, but mostly, in addition to that, I want to hear about the places you remember that aren't there anymore. And anytime you can provide pictures or links to pictures would be greatly appreciated. So be sure to check that out. I'm also going to be posting a video this week, and I mentioned it last week, but I didn't get it done yet. I purchased a couple, these are in pill bottles because that's how they shipped them to me. It was easier. A couple, about 40 pens from various bands and radio stations that Mary at Two Hip Chicks thinks are from the Chicago area. Not positive. I've got pictures of all of them, and I'd like you guys to help me track them down. There's a couple of radio ones in there. Some of the band ones are pretty obvious. Some of them have .com addresses or whatever on them, web addresses. But take a look through that video. It should be up this week sometime. And look at the pens and say, whoa, I recognize that. Let me know, though. You can drop it in the comments, or you can email me, and my email is in the show notes. Because I'd like to find out where they belong and who they belong to and the story behind them. That's why I bought them. I love stuff like that, especially radio memorabilia, but also band memorabilia. And I'd like to find out where they all came from. It should be up, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And hopefully you will be spurred into some memories. So if you live in the Chicago area especially, but anybody probably within a 500-mile radius of Chicago might recognize them, and hopefully you'll be able to drop me a line and let me know where they came from. I would really appreciate that. Thirdly, I've had some questions about Summer of 78. Summer of 78 I have not had time to finish the last few segments. I am still working on it. It's not gone away. I haven't forgotten it. And at the moment, I'm probably going to try and launch it at the original time I was going to last year, which is on New Year's weekend. I was going to try for Labor Day, but I haven't had the time this summer. It's been too hot and too crazy up here. Summer of 78 is basically my tribute to the summer of 1978. It was the most important year of my record collecting childhood. One of the most important years in music, as far as I'm concerned. And I will be spotlighting 100 songs from that 6-month period between late spring and early fall. And I hope you'll like it. 10 parts, and it'll be fun. It'll be done as a mini-series. And as I said, I'm going to try and aim it so that the premiere is sometime between Christmas and New Year's. So please keep watching. I haven't forgotten about it. It is still getting done, and I do apologize for not having it ready on Memorial Day weekend when it was originally supposed to premiere. But I think everybody will enjoy it. So Summer 78 is still coming. Don't worry about it. And I also have another special project that I'm involved with every other week with my pal Dawn from Two Hip Chicks. It's called Finding Your Music Mojo, and it airs every other time on our opposite channels. Now, this coming week, as you're seeing this on 20th of August, Monday at 6 p.m., we'll be on Two Hip Chicks talking about things. Dawn has not let me know the topic yet. She said she's going to let me know over the weekend. And it's a live show. We'll be up from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific. And we urge you to come in, chat with us, and just talk music, music collecting, and everything else with us. Finding Your Music Mojo this week at Two Hip Chicks. Go to youtube.com, channel Two Hip Chicks. And then next week, next time, 2 weeks away, it'll be back on the TKR Video Central. We alternate shows. And you can always see the playlist afterwards on my channel. So check it out, too, if you haven't seen it.
About today, we're going to talk about the cost of the hobby.
Yep. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg and half your brain and your firstborn child.
We're not scalping. We're not trying to drive the price up because of scarcity.
Right. That's our problem. We're too practical.
I agree. Way too practical. Yeah, don't let my wife hear me say that. Be like, no, you're not. You're not practical.
Yeah. That's going to be a wrap for this week's Kirkham Report. Next week I will have, I have 2 or 3 music orders in. I have more coming from Dawn and Mary. My Black Box Record Club shipment for this month should be here in the week, sometime in the next week. And I have a lot of videos to watch from people that I've become fans of from the contest. Once again, thank you all for participating. It's much appreciated. Help me get to 500. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Please let your friends know I'm out here, too. If they don't subscribe, get them to subscribe, too. And always leave a comment. I've been getting so many more comments since the contest, and I'm having so much fun talking to people about the various things I post and the various songs. And I hope that you will continue to do that. And if you haven't subscribed already, like I said, now's the best time to do it. I'm almost at 500, and I want to get that community tab. So we'll get there. I have other shows during the week. I have 3 regular other shows that are weekly. Influencers, Tuesdays at 4. Rank This, Thursdays at 4. And the Retro Pop Countdown, never get that right, Sundays at 4. Influencers is about the people who have influenced my life. Rank This is any given topic that I'm ranking. And the Retro Pop Countdown is a countdown show featuring songs that made the Kirkham Report charts, not the national charts, anytime in the 4 chart periods where I did it from mid-70s to 2018. I haven't done anything recent, but most of which has been, I've done in the originals and the discjockey.com years. I haven't really gotten to 2010 or 2018 because a lot of those are hard to clear. But anyway, that's up. Every my shows always go live at 4. I also have Daily Obscuria. That's up Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Been getting some requests for that. Always remember you can make a request to that. If I can find it, I'm glad to play it as long as it hit the charts somewhere. Doesn't have to be America. And I hope that we can find it up. Some of them, it doesn't have to hit the pop chart either. It can hit the R&B, soul, dance. I've done other things. I've even done some special ones from Canada and so on and so forth. Have another request coming up this weekend. Always looking forward to doing that. I get so many great comments, and so many people are like, wow, I've never heard this before. Or, wow, I haven't heard that in ages. Thanks for making me feel old. That's what it's all about, folks. making you be nostalgic about great music, or sometimes just music you've never heard, and helping you discover it. That's what Daily Obscuria, or the Obscuria Vaults, is all about, Monday through Friday at 11. I'm out of here. I'm TC Kirkham. Thanks again for all the support during the contest, and congratulations to the winners. Go watch the winners video, and I will see you next week, next Saturday, right here. Ciao, baby.